Well, folks, over the last good few years, I've videoed and interviewed a fair puckle of folk now. It gives me great pleasure to look back on the video footage that I've taken over the years and just to bring out some of the characters that I've met along the way. Well, these three lads need no introduction from me at all. They are called the Trybe. And here we are, and I'm going to present in a few episodes the Trybe, who they are and what they do best. They are characters through and through. And indeed, it has been an absolute privilege for me to know these lads and to see their story unfold.
There's a joke from Angus. Come on then, from Angus.
Joel's just brought to mind about being brought up on a farm and the tractors and all that. And I used to do a lot of work with tractors, and then I had an accident one day, and I can't go near them now. I'm an ex-tractor fan.
That's one of Angus's.
It wasn't that funny the first time round there.
No, and then when you repeated it, it just get worse.
These are character folks.
No.
They're character lads.
No,
they are character through and through. And this is why you should be famous, lads. It's not because you're handsome.
She's insulting us again.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not because
You guys could come and get some beer.
you know.
Coaching, can I get coached?
We're scarred for life.
You know what it is. Shut up, for goodness sake. It's
Not only
because
ugly, but you talk too much.
it's your characters, it's your personality, it's your music.
You ever seen that film, The Elephant Man? He had character and personality.
And you know, that's why this is why you lads. This is why the Trybe should be famous.
To make a,
I've gave birth to Carl.
he just couldn't make a truck call.
Okay.
I found out
This-
Scully was and stuff like that.
Scarlet, yeah, well, sometimes in my Doric excitedness, I kind of, the quicker the more excited I get, like seeing these lads and hearing them playing their music, I get a bit excited and I start to speak very quickly. And that's a bit of a Doric trait, I think. It's just because we get excited.
ugly then.
Scarlet, I skittle.
Throwing insults and being
I do. There's a bit of a skittle in my voice, and here's
I'm scarlet.
and he's Scarlet, right?
That's because I'm
Ian, Scarlet, a bit about your background. Far do you come from? Far do you hail from?
Well, it's a small village in northern Ayrshire, the most northern village in Ayrshire called Skermerley. And this is where the skirly bit comes from, because it's an abbreviation of Skermerley. Not really anything at all to do with bagpipes, but there you go. Maybe it's because I talk mince and we have skirly with our mince up here. But there you go. And my mum and dad were from Glasgow. My mum's family were from the Isles and spoke Gaelic. My dad was a gravedigger, and I was a gravedigger as well for a while. And my first grave that I ever dug was for Lord Glasgow, believe it or not. And he's buried in the Largs Cemetery. So you could say I really did start at the top and worked my way down.
That's fascinating, Ian.
Yes.
Yeah. So you moved on from grave digging. Did your dad always was he always a
No.
grave digger?
When they moved out, they got married, and my big sister was born in Glasgow, and then they moved down to Ayrshire,
Robbie Burns country.
Robbie Burns country, and onto the farm. So my dad he then became a tractor driver. So and then I got brought up on the farm in Ayrshire, and then we moved to Skermerley, the village, and then I got a job with British Rail. It was really hard to get a job back then because all the yards were coming out and whatnot. But I managed to get a job in the railroad and ended up in Stonehaven. Never looked back. The absolutely fantastic little place. I love the east coast of Scotland. You'd probably need Semtex to get my arse out it. It's just absolutely amazing place of folk. The folk, you think they're being quite standoffish, but the rest of the world, they're nae. They're just waiting to see what kind of person you are. And then once you've got an East Coaster as a friend, you'll never ever lose that friend. They're fantastic people. The Doric that they speak is just amazing. When I first met my wife over 30 years ago, she took me down to see her granda and her granny. And her granda was a farmer from Afford. And he would speak to me, and the granny would translate the Doric that he was speaking to. The granny would translate what he was saying to me to Pamela, and then Pamela would translate it to Scots, so I could actually understand it. So I got a real baptism of fire into the Doric, and the old man was amazing, a really, really gentle man. He had hands like shovels. He's actually mentioned in, I think it's a book about the northeast, and Pam's granddad's in that. So I've just been up here playing pipes with Stonehaven Pipe Band. I started the Newtonhill Pipe Band, resurrected the Port Lethen Pipe Band, and it's just been a great laugh. Just a fantastic journey that we're on. And of course, playing with the boys is just, other people hear the music that I'm playing on my bagpipes and think that's just nonsense. Well, it's meant to be nonsense. Yeah, it's meant to be nonsense, and it's meant to be fun, and you're meant to enjoy it. I know, we're not an appreciation society. I compete with pipe bands to do that kind of level of piping. But what we do on stage is for enjoyment, for people to just kick back, relax, and if the audience aren't smiling and we aren't smiling, we're not doing it right. Simple as that.
Is he playing?
No, I'm trying to remember.
He's got his tune. Trybe. Now remember, folks, you first saw him on Doric TV.
Not bad, considering we've never played that before.
That is absolutely amazing.
You've never played that before?
It's called, the tune's called Freedom Come All Ye.
Freedom call you.
And the words, it was written by famous piper for Ian McFadden.
It's the kilt, Scarlett, it's the kilt.
Yes.
Tell us about that kilt that you're wearing.
Well, it's a really old-fashioned type of kilt, full of moors or full of eggs.
Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that.
And this is the
Material.
this is the Aberdeen Forever tartan. And why we're wearing them is, well, we could wear normal kilts and whatnot, but these are actually quite good fun to wear. And I make them for the boys.
You make kilts?
I make these kilts for the boys. And that came about, I met a guy called Parag McNeil, and he's a great sort of folklorist and a storyteller years back. And
Take your hand off your moo, mate.
all right, Mum.
God's sake.
For the love of
You're
God.
coming anew.
Right, and so I met Parag because I was getting married, and there was all this skullduggery about the bride's dress, and you weren't allowed to see the dress, and you weren't allowed, if you walked in they would shut up, and I kind of got sick of that. And skullduggery, aye. And so
The kilts. Back to the kilts.
yeah, I'm getting there. And so I decided that I would wear a proper Highland kilt to my wedding, but not actually tell the wife. So I went and I got half a bale of material woven for me in ancient MacLean of Lochbuie, because that's where our family originally come from, Lochbuie, across in Mull. And I got the tartan all specially dyed and made up, and I dressed my sister's sons and my best man and my pal all had these great plaids on, the Phillimores, and that was how they came about. And then I decided to put stitches in them because these guys found it really hard, and because we're on stage it has to look exactly the same every time ish, so I stitched them rather than having them all loose, because you lay them out on the floor and then you fold them in, and it was Parag McNeil who showed me how to make them. Kilt, so I've got wee bits and bobs. That came from the museum in Meagle. There's heaps of Pictish stones, and my little cross, that was my granny's. And that's just a wee bit of leather that a girl gave me. That's a nice bit of Celtic knotwork on Harris tweed scarf. Purple being papal purple. That's belladrum tartan. That's for holding drumsticks or my chanter, and I put my chanter in there when it's not in my pipe, so it's with me all the time. My ski and do, or flying dug, and the ski and do is called, its translation to Scots is a black knife, because there's only one use for that thing.
Does it come out? Your ski and do. Come on, let's see your ski and do. Let's see your ski and do. Ooh, it's sharp.
It's sharp.
That's.
If I could just demonstrate mine, John. An essential piece of equipment. This is a ski and brew.
Ski and brew.
So we can ensure that we are well hydrated.
Now normally I keep a little, this top comes off, and I keep a little bottle of whiskey in here, but I've drank it.
Good Lord.
Yes, so that's that one.
That's now. Could you tell us what is the use of this? The ski and do. What is the
Oh, the
use?
ski and do.
Yeah.
Right, so I've got another one in this. So.
Oh, he's got two.
Yeah.
Me.
So this, my friend made this one because it's in the curvature of my leg, and this has got a Damascus blade on it. So there's the only reason is for wounding somebody. That's it. It's
very primal, isn't it? It's very
black,
primal.
Yeah, ski and do, black knife. It was meant to be hidden. It was Victorians that put them on the top of your socks, but it's meant to go in your sock and hide. And that actual ski and do, if I got searched, you can't actually feel that one against my leg.
Ah.
Yeah. And then this one is called a Balak dagger. And I've got it all tied in. We'll see if I can untie it for you. And this Balak dagger is actually, it's actually thingied in with a tie wrap. See, I tie wrap it in. And that's not because I'm mental, it's to stop somebody grabbing it and using it. We carry on because it's part of our tradition. So we wear all these things, but it's simply because it's tradition.
What's the bit at the back?
So the bit at the back, this bit. So this bit would traditionally, you've probably seen it, and the guys wear it up and onto your shoulder, up that way. But we leave them hanging down because the big flaps at the side catch the microphone stands and Scott's guitar on the way past, and end up wrecking the stage. So they're better if they're just hung down like this at the back. And plus it stops sharp nails attacking you from behind.
And that's one thing about the band is we're well hung.
Yes. Well, yeah.
You're what?
We're well hung.
Oh, you're well. What does that mean?
God, no big flaps. What it means is we're well hung in terms of the kit.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then my friend, I designed my boots and my friend made them for me. And he's an aircraft engineer, and in his spare time he does leather work.
And you know what? I will say this quickly. You're not just about one thing, are you? You're not just about your music and good looks and character and personality. You are also about history.